Hi, welcome back to the garden. I got a very exciting delivery in the mail yesterday, and we need to deal with that right now. But first, I just need to go and grab some pots. Cutting garden is looking so good. The pile of pots. I think I'm gonna need some big ones. Yeah, just hope I have enough soil. Back to the greenhouse. There we go. So what I have here are a few more ranunculus and anemones, but most excitingly, freesias. And I have not grown freesias before. So I have a cue card full of notes, really. I've been reading up on them for, I'd like to say most of the morning, but honestly I've been editing other videos. I'm so behind, but I am catching up, and you should see this within a couple of days. So today is Friday the 21st. Tomorrow is Earth Day, and I plan to spend the majority of it out in the garden. But back to the task at hand, I ordered some freesias along with a few more anemones and ranunculus. So for the ranunculus, I'm just going to stick them in this seed tray with these weird little octopus legs facing down. That is where the roots are going to grow. And the flat part on top is where the shoots will come from. Now this is about 2 months later than I started all my other ranunculus, and they need to grow when it's cool. But this Vessi's, where I got them from, this is when they ship them. So I'm going to see what I can do now that I know how to grow these, to see if we can get flowers off of these, even though they were shipped really late. And the same with the anemones, although the white and blue mix is supposed to be hardy, at least according to their website. But the Bordeaux, I have how many? 9 of those. These Bordeaux that I'm putting on this side are not hardy, so those I'll be lifting and storing over the winter. But these ones I'm going to plant in my landscape, these white and blue ones. So these Bordeaux corms, it's obvious which way to plant these because they have the pointy part goes down and then the flat side is the top. But these windflowers, the white and blue mix, these are so strange looking. And if you're not sure which way to plant these, generally I just put them sideways. Or guess, I mean, often these plants will kind of sort themselves out if you plant them the wrong way up anyway. So it's not a big deal. Seeing as this is a temporary planting, I'm just going to put a little bit of soil over the top. These are going to go right into the greenhouse until they sprout, and then I'm going to plant them out somewhere in the landscape. The ranunculus, I haven't actually decided. I might plant 3 to a pot and just use them to decorate the yard. Maybe sell them at the market. We'll have to see how quick I can get these flowering, since it's technically a bit too late to be starting these. I'm going to pot these into the greenhouse, and then we're going to have a look at those freesias. Now I have 4 bags here, and each of these have 9 in them. And if I've done my math right, that's 36, and I can put 12 in each of these pots. Now I've never grown freesias before, so I spent quite a bit of time reading about these. And the most thorough information I found was on Longfield Gardens, which is somewhere in the US, on their website, which I will link below. But they had quite a bit of information on there, and the important bullet points are that these are hardy only to zones 9 through 10, which is really warm. There is no chance these are going to survive the winter. They're funny looking little things with a bit of a papery covering. This would be the top, and you can definitely see the little root plate there on the bottom. They're native to South Africa, but they prefer to grow in cooler temperatures. Similar to ranunculus or anemones, which we just planted, but they can't handle nearly the cold. So I maybe needed to plant these a little bit earlier, but I think they're going to need a little bit more protection from the frost. So by putting them in these pots, I'll be able to put them in the greenhouse at night and then bring them out during the day, and I can start leaving them out full time when our overnight temperatures are a little bit warmer. So they supposedly grow about 12 to 15 inches tall, and I'm not sure that you can keep them year after year if you use them for cut flowers. It all depends on whether you can cut the flowering stem and leave the foliage behind to help feed the plant for the next season. So this is a big experiment. We'll have to see what happens. But they supposedly have an amazing vase life and a really lovely sweet smell. So regardless of whether or not I use these in bouquets, I might just cut the little short stems to use in the house for myself. And I managed to get 36 of them for a really low price. So even if I'm not able to keep these corms through the winter until next year, that is totally worth it for me for these 3 big pots of gorgeous flowers just for this season. So I've already filled these. I'm not going to put too much moisture in the soil because as of right now, these don't have any roots. So growing them in a pot stated that you could put them only an inch apart. And if you're growing them in the ground, I think it said 2 to 3 inches. But we're going to cram these together because I want to fit 12 of them in here. Oh, that's going to be easy. I may even have room to stick some more annuals along the outside of the pot. So I'm just pushing these into the soil. I'm going to bury them with about 1.5 inches. It said 1 to 2 inches. So I'm going to go right in the middle and do 1.5 inches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So there's the first one. Where is the top to this one? I guess that's about there. So these are supposed to multiply, which would be really great, but, oh yeah, it looks like there's another small one coming off of that. So I can't wait to dig these up at the end of the year and see what these look like. Oh, wait. No, that's an empty paper thing. So the only other thing I'm adding is this. This is an all-purpose, it says 100% natural fertilizer, and it does say approved for organic agriculture. It's derived from chicken fertilizer, I think. Yeah, and this is a 532, so it'll be, I'm just going to put a little bit. It'll help get these going. Just a little sprinkle. And what I've read stated to start giving it a balanced liquid fertilizer when these are 6 inches tall. It also says only water sparingly until the foliage starts to show, because of course these don't actually have any roots to take in any moisture right now. So we're going to cover them with about 2 inches, and I think that's going to be it. I'm not going to put any water other than what I already mixed in with the soil because there's enough moisture in here to get these going. I love trying new things that I've never grown before, so I cannot wait to see what these look like when they start to bloom. There we go. That should be fine. So I'm going to pop these into the greenhouse. It's going to be close to freezing for the next few nights, but the little bit of protection that we get in the greenhouse will be more than fine to protect these since they haven't even sprouted yet. I'm actually just going to leave them here. Even though it's not that sunny out, the greenhouse does tend to get a bit warm during the day, and we are supposed to keep these fairly cool. They grow best in 55 to 60 degrees Fahrenheit, and then they will likely stop flowering when it reaches about 70. So we want to get these going as soon as possible. So that is going to be all for today's projects. It was a short one, but I can't wait to see what comes of those ranunculus and anemones. And I can't wait to see the freesia. I'm really hoping that that's something that we can add to the cutting garden going forward, but we're just going to have to wait and see. So thank you so much for watching, everybody, and I will see you next time in the garden.